So I chase the bucks, your friends looking like you changing up. Remember back when I would chase the bus, niggas is racing for short durations, running from their sins. When I was just a kid, running from my pen, people is talking, I Tony Hawk them, I swear to ground.
Hey, what's going on everyone? This is your boy AshTheMan and welcome to this video. So in this video, oh man, we're going to be talking about good old Crunchyroll and their Crunchyroll originals. Yeah. But no, let's talk about this Crunchyroll originals. Now, before I really get into this, let me let you guys know where this video is coming from. So a few days ago, Crunchyroll released the X-Arms trailer. Now here, I'm about to go ahead and play it. I'm gonna cut the sound off because unfortunately I ain't trying to have this video flagged for you guys. I'm just more like making sure that you guys be able to see it. So let me push it back. Let me hit the X on there and let's full it, and here you guys just check it out real quick. So Crunchyroll originals, let's look at this. You see these freaking graphics? You see this shit? Do you see this shit? This. Why do the people look so soulless? And it's like the machines ain't too bad, but the people just look so soulless. All right. So yeah, I think we seen enough to make a gist of why people was doing this, and just to make sure that you're not just pretty much getting this. Now I have this video and I went to the actual YouTube side of this. Look at this. It got 13K dislikes with only 1.3 likes. That is a very bad ratio. A very bad ratio. Now let's go into this. Now, we know that Crunchyroll and Webtoons, they enter a partnership because this was the initial start of Crunchyroll making their way into having their own original anime content, and which you can only find this on Crunchyroll. It was first announced with Webtoons back in October 15th of 2019, and as you see this article here, you see that they pretty much was let people know how much Crunchyroll stands at the top and how Webtoons stand at the top, but this is what we are getting from there. And Jonah Wegg, the general manager of Crunchyroll, pretty much gave the biggest shout out, saying how this is going to really take things to the next level for anime watchers. Great. Now, if you're not familiar with Webtoons introduced us to some of the big like comic / manga series that we well known today: Tower of God, God of High School, and Noblesse. Now, we get into this. Now, coming earlier this year, we get quite a few titles that was announced and actually was provided. We got Wake Angels, we got the God of High School, Onyx Equinox, Onyx Equinox, Inspectra, Tower of God, Noblesse, Moki Genki, Sword and Gun, and then we got High Guardian, what is that, Spice? But I also mentioned the one, Jibiati. So overall, the experience from Crunchyroll Originals has been not good. Honestly, I can tell you right now, Noblesse, Tower of God, and Inspectra is probably the ones that stand out the most. Noblesse is I think they actually took a step back and see how received they got from Tower of God and God of High School, kind of compared to two, to try to determine their series. So out of those three, Noblesse is probably standing at the top. Tower of God was not that bad, so I think that's kind of next. And God of High School, pacing and the change of content really ruined, that anime experience for that. And Spectra is pretty good, dealing with, somebody who's dealing with a supernatural, detective of the earth or whatever, if you want to call it. Onyx Equinox seems like it's some type of Avatar I really don't know anything about Wake Angels. The Sword of Gun, it seems like you're dealing with criminals that's banding together, pretty much sound like an older version of Akudama. And High Guardian Spice, well, Yeah, well, I'm gonna just skip over that. That don't even look enticing. And Jibbiati was just was a bunch of bullshit. I'm not even gonna hold you up. It got literally 4 out of 10. It went from like a 6 all the way down to a 4, and I'm surprised it ain't get anything lower. Probably because due all to the bad feedback they got, nobody's even gonna give that a chance. I'm actually calling it. Jibbiati is probably like the worst anime of 2020. Like, I mean, you put that under some bad work that was bad work. So I'll say that for another time. So now with the X arms, it really just started opening my eyes into like how like this situation is going with Crunchyroll, right? What can they do to really redeem themselves? And honestly, at this point, I don't know, because they think they're actually doing a good job. Like, again, the chick that we was talking about, Jonas Wedge, she pretty much did this article, and I seen like a YouTuber was referring to this article, and when Dare was doing their video, but pretty much she went on in this article to talk about like how like this came about and what things are they taking. They taking it to a global standing of how the audience receives anime, and not only just looking at Japan, they looking outside of Japan. They want to be able to take into account of both everybody tasting anime and the reason why they're doing the Crunchyroll originals. But and let me share a secret with you, Crunchyroll. People is not liking the Crunchyroll originals. Some is okay, but majority of it is complete garbage right now. It's not something that we are well received. And let me tell you a free reason why. One, with it only having 12 episodes and so much content, it didn't make no damn sense into why God of High School had to squeeze in 120 chapters for 12 episodes. At least give us 24 so it could have felt like it meant something. I felt like I just watched something shorthand and it should never be released again. So please, that is numero one. Now, secondly, I don't know like what type of like graphics you're switching between or whatever, but X Arms is a bunch of bullcrap. Like the action look like it's just like somebody's in the dojo training. Like I'm like watching people trying to perform a Matrix, and then I'm seeing robots fighting, and the graphics really does not look that good. It actually, to me, it's like they try to detail it, but it's still just it's poorly received, and I'm not okay with that. I really am not okay with everything that's going on with Crunchyroll. Now, my predictions is that I don't know if y'all familiar with this, but Sony is planning on requiring Crunchyroll. Here, let me find this article real quick, because me and my boy JJ Wilson, who does the Internal Vintage podcast with me every weekend. Most days it hits Fridays, but in some days we change it up. So check out the channel. I have a playlist created sometime later, and which you can check out each episode of the podcast if you have missed them already. And don't forget, if you subscribe to the channel, you'll be able to catch all of that. But however, this article pretty much gives off details about the deal between them. It's about the deal that, that pretty much is going to set them aside from like the normal, competitors. Like, we know Sony, of course, is into the game and the whole entertainment business. And I guess this really falls into that same category. So here, I'm about to go right back into this. So Sony is reportedly close into buying Crunchyroll for nearly $1 billion. Now, I do know that right now, AT&T is the current owners of Crunchyroll, but at first they was asking for about $1.4 billion, from what I am understanding. But however, I think as time is going on, it got less, especially with their original, plan like being sort of like a failure right now. Excuse me. So maybe it could be something that Sony looks into and realize that this is not something that the people may want, because again, Crunchyroll is having their hands really into this market and really trying to give it off like they know what the people want. And honestly, you guys is like watchers and not creators. At this point, I feel like the way that things have been portraying for a majority of these titles is not going good. It's not going good whatsoever. And if you guys don't do something, you're going to make people like cancel their content. And technically, you really didn't have to really put Crunchyroll originals on there. You could have just left it alone, had these animes just being exclusive to your platform, and see how receiving they was, and then put the titles on there and make the improvements you need to. But as right now, it's not going good. Not going good. So right now, I'm just waiting to see how Sony is going to flip this around for you guys. Hopefully they can make the right changes and the right changes to really make this platform stand out. That's what I think, and I think that's what needs to happen. So yeah, and that wraps up this video, y'all. And again, thank you so much for tuning in to this. Don't forget, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. I definitely appreciate it. You know, everything is appreciated around here, even for the people who's returning, who are my current subs. I appreciate you too. And leave a comment below what you guys think about the current status of the Crunchyroll originals. Do you think there's some changes to be made, or maybe if you're happy with them? I would love to get your feedback on what you guys may think, or may consider to be how you truly feel about it. I don't want to knock that at all. But other than that, AshTheMan is out. Peace.